I don't know about you, but if I had flashbacks like this, I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night. Evidently, his horrific past has no effect on the sleeping patterns of Agent 47, the hairless and, I guess, fearless protagonist of Hitman Contracts. Released in 2004, Contracts is the third Hitman game, a series of stealth games popular for their great mixture of first and third-person action and genuinely clever stealth gameplay. That wasn't changed at all in Hitman Contracts. The problem is that nothing else was either. Contracts picks up the Hitman story with a wounded Agent 47, bleeding from an apparently serious injury. As he's losing blood, his mind begins to wander, and the assassin starts to have flashbacks to prior missions. In fact, the opening level is just a remake of a level from the original Hitman, a grisly scene in which Agent 47 has to escape a hospital where he's just made a pretty significant kill. Although the vast majority of the game entails brand new missions, it's fitting that it also retreads a little past ground. Although it doesn't necessarily do anything wrong, Contracts doesn't exactly push the series forward either, and that's a little disappointing. On the other side of the corpse, that means you get the same clever gameplay and fantastic level design you've come to expect from Hitman. Contracts is built from a mixture of action and stealth, but first and foremost, this is a stealth game, and it's an exceptional one at that. Just like past games, going unnoticed is what Contracts is all about, and that means more than just sneaking around. You'll walk among your enemies in disguise as much as you'll hide from them, and the game really forces you to play intelligently and cover your tracks. But what's always appealed to me about Hitman, and what remains intact in Contracts, is the sense of possibility the game creates. You really feel like there are countless ways you can do your business, and in fact, that's one of the game's biggest draws, replaying missions just to try different approaches to your assassinations. Of course, if you've played any of the Hitman games, all this probably sounds familiar, and that's the problem with Contracts. It doesn't quite push the series the way the second Hitman game did, and by now, it was starting to feel a little dated. I mean, there's something to be said for not fixing what isn't broken, but in this case, it's not about an overhaul. There's just a sense of familiarity to Contracts, which makes the thrill of a successful assassination a little less thrilling. But again, being more of the same when the same is this good isn't too big of a problem. Some new ideas would have been nice, but what isn't there doesn't prevent what is from being fun and enjoyable. And to its credit, the game does have a different tone than past Hitman titles. Contracts explores some of the darkest and most twisted people and places and taboos in society, placing Agent 47, and by extension you, into some truly disturbing environments. And that gives you extra incentive to do the job right and get the hell out of there. In most ways, it's business as usual for Agent 47 in his third outing, and although the mechanics would have benefited from some minor tweaks and a little modernization, it's hard to criticize the game too much. The stealth is as smart as ever, and while the game pace is exceptionally slow, that's kind of the point of Hitman Contracts. It's a virtual game of chess, only with bullets. And meat hooks. Ugh.